Hi Ange, this is your lesson 3, gases in the atmosphere. The atmosphere is necessary for life. Every time you breathe, you are taking air into your lungs, and that air helps your body keep working. Air is made up of a mixture of gases, a combination of gases. And air also contains water vapor and small particles like dust and soot. For your vocabulary today, you have these words. The first one is chemist. Chemist is someone that is an expert in chemistry. And then you have the word condense. Condense means change from vapor or gas to a liquid. Then you have element. Element is one of the 11, sorry, it's one of the 112 substances that cannot be separated into simpler parts. Then you have the word evaporate. Evaporate means change from liquid into gas or vapor. Like what happens when you have a really hot cup of water and a little vapor comes on top. Then you have the word nitrogen. Nitrogen means a gas that doesn't have taste, doesn't have smell, doesn't have color, and that it makes up mostly all of the atmosphere, 4/5. Then you have the word particle. Particle, it's a very little bit of something. And then you have the word water vapor, which means water that is gas. A long time ago, a chemist named Joseph Priestley discovered oxygen, which is a colorless, odorless, tasteless gas. So it doesn't smell, it doesn't have color, and it doesn't have a taste. Then another scientist gave oxygen a name. He proved that oxygen was a large part of the air around us and that it's an element of the air. Elements are one of the 112 substances that cannot be separated into simpler parts. And oxygen is a part of the air that our bodies needs to work. It also helps things to burn. Without oxygen, you couldn't um, a fire couldn't burn and you couldn't burn energy into your body. Although oxygen is really important, an atmosphere of pure oxygen would be really dangerous because even a small spark would start a fire. So you need another gas. Um, so then comes nitrogen. Nitrogen is another gas that it's in our air. It doesn't help things burn. It is also colorless, odorless, and tasteless, and it makes up about 4/5 of the air. The mixture of nitrogen, oxygen, and other gases is just the right one for breathing. Very small amounts of other gases like argon, neon, carbon dioxide are also in the air, but they only make up about 2% of it. Our atmosphere protects us so we don't get too cold or hot, but also God made it so we could breathe. Besides gases in the air, something else is common: water vapor. That is water that changes into gas. On a really hot sunny day, many water particles of water escape into the air. The air can only hold up a certain number of particles or molecules of water. Then, at some point, it becomes filled with water. And then some of those little water particles come together again. They condense, that's the word. And then it changes from gas to liquid. That's actually what happens that creates the water cycle. In hot days, water evaporates from rivers, lakes, oceans, and escapes into the air, and it changes from liquid to vapor. But then the air becomes filled or saturated with water vapor, so it condenses again on dust particles that are floating around in the air. A cloud forms and rain may happen, and that rain helps to make our crops grow. If you need an example, you can think about when you take a really hot shower and you see little bits of water floating in the air, or when you drink a hot cup of tea and you see the water vapor up there. Okay, so that would be an example of what is going on when water becomes gas. And then if you take the example of a hot shower, when you take a really hot shower and you see all of those water little drops floating around in the air, at some point they condense, they they join each other, and usually if you have a glass in your shower, uh, they join there and they start falling in drops again. That would be a little example of the water cycle of what happens at a big scale in our Earth. Okay, Ange, that would be